The streets of Mogadishu have once again become a stage for unrest. Displaced Somalis, driven from their homes by conflict and hardship, have raised their voices in protest. They demand better living conditions and increased security. These protests are a stark reminder of the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Somalia. The displaced population, seeking refuge in the capital, often finds themselves marginalized and vulnerable. The protests highlight the Somali government's struggle to provide basic services and security. Years of conflict have ravaged the country's infrastructure. Resources are scarce, and the government faces significant challenges in meeting the needs of its people. The presence of armed groups including Al-Shabaab further exacerbates the situation. The protests also reflect simmering tensions related to regional politics. The recent Ankara Declaration, a trilateral agreement between Somalia, Ethiopia and Turkey, has sparked controversy. Some Somalis view the agreement, which focuses on economic cooperation and security, with suspicion. They fear it could undermine Somali sovereignty and exacerbate existing tensions with Ethiopia. The protests in Mogadishu are a complex issue with deep roots. They are a cry for help from a displaced population struggling to survive. The situation demands attention from both the Somali government and the international community. Somalia faces a profound displacement crisis. Years of conflict coupled with recurring droughts and floods have uprooted millions from their homes. These internally displaced persons, or IDPs, often seek refuge in urban centers like Mogadishu, hoping for safety and assistance. However, life in the IDP camps is harsh. Overcrowding is rampant, leading to dire sanitation conditions and the spread of diseases. Access to clean water and food remains a constant struggle. Many IDPs, particularly women and children, are vulnerable to exploitation and abuse. They lack access to basic healthcare and education. Their plight is a humanitarian crisis within a larger crisis. The Somali government, grappling with its own limitations, struggles to provide adequate support to the displaced population. International aid organizations play a vital role in delivering humanitarian assistance. However, their resources are often stretched thin, and access to certain areas remains restricted due to security concerns. The plight of Somalia's displaced population is a multifaceted tragedy. It is a story of loss, displacement, and the struggle for survival. Addressing this crisis requires a concerted effort from the Somali government, international organizations, and the global community. It demands a commitment to peace-building, sustainable development, and human rights. Somalia and Ethiopia share a long and complex history, marked by both cooperation and conflict. Recent developments have further complicated this relationship. The Ankara Declaration, signed in December 2024, aimed to foster economic cooperation and security collaboration between the two countries, with Turkey acting as a mediator. The agreement includes provisions for Ethiopian access to Somali ports, raising concerns among some Somalis about potential economic exploitation. Moreover, the historical tensions stemming from territorial disputes and political interference continue to cast a shadow over the relationship. Adding to the complexities, Ethiopia has signaled its intention to withdraw from a naval base agreement with Somaliland. This breakaway region of Somalia declared its independence in 1991, but remains internationally unrecognized. Ethiopia's move could be interpreted as a gesture towards strengthening ties with the Somali federal government. Despite the diplomatic efforts, deep-seated mistrust and suspicion persist between Somalia and Ethiopia. The path toward genuine and lasting cooperation remains fraught with challenges. Navigating these complexities is crucial for regional stability and the well-being of both nations. Al-Shabaab, the Al-Qaeda-affiliated Islamist insurgency, continues to pose a significant threat to Somalia's stability. The group, which seeks to establish an Islamic state in Somalia, controls vast territories in the south and central regions. It carries out frequent attacks targeting civilians, government officials, and security forces. The international community, particularly the United States and Turkey, plays a crucial role in supporting the Somali government's fight against Al-Shabaab. The U.S. has conducted numerous airstrikes against Al-Shabaab targets, while Turkey provides military training and logistical support to Somali forces. However, Al-Shabaab remains resilient, exploiting clan dynamics, weak governance, and the humanitarian crisis to its advantage. The group's propaganda machine effectively exploits anti-Ethiopian sentiment, portraying the Somali government as a puppet of Addis Ababa. The ongoing conflict with al-Shabaab has devastating consequences for the Somali people. It hinders economic development, disrupts humanitarian aid delivery, and perpetuates a climate of fear and instability. Addressing the root causes of extremism, including poverty, marginalization, and lack of opportunities, is crucial to effectively countering al-Shabaab's influence.